today's class, and we are continuing susceptibility. In the last class we saw what are the definition for susceptibility by different authors and introduction to susceptibility and disease. Okay, but actually susceptibility is studied under 5 headings. Okay, the 5 headings are susceptibility and disease, which we studied already, susceptibility and medicine, which we will be doing today, susceptibility and health, susceptibility and cure, susceptibility and posology. Okay, now these are the 5 headings. Today I will be taking these 3 headings, that is susceptibility, medicine, health and cure. So let's start with susceptibility and medicine. Every real medicine has capacity to alter our susceptibility and produce artificial medicinal disease. So, every real medicine has the capacity to alter our susceptibility and produce artificial medicinal disease. Why I repeated it 2 times? Because it is just because of this very thing that we are able to overcome diseases and we are able to bring on cure. So, susceptibility and medicine, what's the first point? Every real medicine why is the word real being used? Because it's not like old school, it means studying medicine singly. Okay, so every real medicine has capacity to alter our susceptibility and produce artificial medicinal disease. So, how does the susceptibility affect our medicine? How does a medicine affect our susceptibility? Medicine can act first at all times, at all circumstances, on every living human organism, absolutely, unconditionally. If we are sick, the medicine can affect our susceptibility, alter susceptibility, bring it back to normal and bring on cure. If we are healthy, the medicine can act on our susceptibility and overpower us and bring on the symptoms of the medicine. So it acts on every living human organism and absolutely unconditionally. That is, it's not applicable to a particular condition. That just works only when disease. Does not work when you are healthy. It works when whether you are healthy or whether you are diseased. That is the relation of susceptibility and medicine. Now, every living human organism, you have to remember that it need not be human. Even in plants and animals, research is going where so many homeopathic medicines are used. I can share my own experience where I have got a Doberman at my home. Now when I bought this puppy, he was just 1 month old and he started having alopecia areata, that is losing hair in spots. Now as it was my first time in life where I have bought a puppy to my house or pet to my house, it was very difficult for me to understand. But when I did some research, the medicines which were written by vet were very strong, and the vet himself told me that you are a homeopathic doctor. You know, homeopathy has got so many good medicines for such conditions. Why do you seek medicine from me? Better you give some medicine yourself. Then of course I talked to certain doctors who specialize, homeopathic doctors who specialize in veterinary, and my pup was prescribed fluoric acid 30. 3 doses given weekly once for 3 weeks just brought back his hair to normal, and now he is a 2-year-old dog and yet not even a single attack of alopecia areata. So irrespective of human, plant or animals, our medicines work. Many research is going on that, and of course I believe will be successful in those areas also. Okay. Now coming back to, that is about susceptibility and medicine. Now this is given, this thing is given by Hahnemann in Aphorism 32. Now susceptibility and medicine, Aphorism 33. Hahnemann says that as living organisms, we are more disposed to be acted on health and deranged by medicine than by disease. That is, as living organisms, we are more disposed to be acted on health and deranged by medicine than by disease. In just 2 lines can explain this. That is, disease acts on susceptibility conditionally. That is, only if we are susceptible or our susceptibility is altered, then only a disease can act on us. So disease acts on susceptibility conditionally, while as medicine acts on our susceptibility unconditionally. As I told you, whether we are healthy also, medicine can act, alter and produce. That's how drug proving is done. And at the same time, if we are diseased, of course medicine acts on our body and corrects the susceptibility to normal, brings on cure. So medicine acts on our susceptibility unconditionally and disease acts on our susceptibility conditionally. This is a very important statement which is explained by Hahnemann in Aphorism 33. With this, what Hahnemann has told about susceptibility in Organon of medicine is over. So with only these 2 points, Hahnemann's approach to susceptibility is over. But many other authors and many other views are explained, and that's why I will be explaining these 3 headings also, which is necessary that you write in your exam, because susceptibility comes as an essay question and not as a short note, very rarely as a short note. Okay. So now we will study about susceptibility and health. So Organism in perfect balance represents health. Now, this balance is maintained even in adverse environmental conditions. That is, if you are from Kerala and you are always used to stay in a hot, humid climate, and suddenly if I plan a trip and I go to Shimla or Gangtok or Darjeeling, initially my body may show some difficulty to just adjust, but it is not necessary it should produce any symptoms. It is just that my susceptibility is getting adjusted to the adverse environmental condition. But yet, because the susceptibility is normal, I stay tuned and be healthy without producing any symptoms or any disease. That's what susceptibility and health means. That is, organism in perfect balance represents health. If I am in perfect balance, even in adverse environmental conditions, I will be able to sustain without being sick or diseased. So, susceptibility, if altered, so if the susceptibility is altered, in that case we bring on disease. Upon susceptibility depends all functions. For example, let it be digestion, assimilation, secretion, excretion, etc., etc. So, even in adverse environmental condition, if balance is there, then health. If imbalance, it brings on disease. Now let's go to susceptibility and cure. It is very easy. That is, I just explain you with line diagram. You can just write it or explain it in your words. Okay. So when we are having a normal susceptibility, it shows we are in perfect balance and health. If the susceptibility is increased or decreased, in both the conditions we'll have disease. And only by giving a real homeopathic similar medicine and similar and stronger medicine can this disease be brought back to normal with the help of medicine. And with the help of medicine, when you are bringing back to normal, then it is called as cure. So, cure is restoration of susceptibility to normal. What is cure? Restoration of susceptibility to normal is called cure. Now, one more portion is remaining, which is very important and which we'll be doing in the next class. So, I believe you have understood, and if not, please put it in the comment and let's see how I can help you. So, thank you and stay tuned for more.